Welcome to all of you joining us, Facebook and YouTube, and here on Zoom. We're still welcoming a few people in. And please, if you find us on Zoom and YouTube, and maybe it's not Friday anymore and it's a few days later and you still are looking to meditate and you pick up on this recording, just leave a little note and say you were there. It's always nice to see. Okay, it is time. It's time to close our eyes. Time to find our breath. And as I always invite you to let awareness, consciousness, however you want to call it, just simply rest with the breath. Without controlling, without manipulating the breath in any ways, just being aware, being conscious of the breath and all the sensations of the breath as it comes in, as it goes out. And once again, noticing as we become mindful of the body breathing. Just noticing in that simple awareness of the breath, how immediately the body, the mind, want to also come to a rest together with awareness. It's kind of a miracle. I've done this for many, many, many years. Every time I sit down to meditate, and every time it amazes me the interconnectedness of it all. You know, we think of our experience as divided. Body on one side, mind on the other, our emotional heart yet in a third dimension. But the simple practice of letting awareness rest with the breath just gives us this amazing insight of oneness. Because without any of our doing, it feels that by just being mindful of breathing, then immediately the mind, the body, the heart, all want to do the same thing and be at rest. The mind slows down, doesn't stop, but it slows down, just as the breath slows down. And the body just invites us to release, to relax. And then the heart gets settled. It feels like if there was emotional turmoil just the moment before, and we were caught up in that intensity, just by taking a couple mindful breaths, the hearts become a little more still. And it gives us the impression that we have gained a little distance between whatever those overwhelming emotions might have been to our actual experience. Sometimes it feels like one moment you were on a call on the phone with someone having a heated argument. You know how that happens to us. And then something beep and another call comes in, and it's a very important call from the bank or from your doctor, from someone you just need to pick up. So you put the person you were just yelling at on hold. And then the next second, you're this calm and composed and centered, lovely person who has a very friendly conversation with the doctor, the banker, whatever it is. And then as soon as that's over, you come back to your original call, and here you find again completely on fire, immersed again in the emotional turmoil of you're yelling at your friend, spouse, whatever. So it kind of feels like that when you start to observe the heart and take mindful breaths. It's like you hang up the call of the emotional turmoil you were in, and suddenly you're talking to spirit on the other line, and so you just drop. I don't know if this is a helpful analogy, but that's just what came up. So follow the oneness of the body, mind, and heart aligning with the breath and resting as awareness. That kind of rest that in Hebrew we called shalom, as in Shabbat, shalom. Shabbat meaning rest, shalom meaning peace, harmony, and wholeness. Shalom. 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 All week we have tried through different techniques and different kind of guiding in these meditations to point to the ineffable, to point to the unknowable. What in our tradition is the third word of the Shema, that blank space that is written over as Yud-He Vav-He, YHVH, that emptiness, that nothingness. And words or guidance are too limited, too small, to make sense of what cannot be made sense of what cannot be understood, of what cannot be known. As what we are pointing to is the pure unknown. And yet that unknown is that unnameable, ungraspable awareness that is aware of this moment. That awareness within which you arise, you exist. All the thoughts, the emotions, the sensations, the desires, the perceptions, the concepts, you. That separate sense of you only exists in awareness. And that which is aware of you has no name, has no past, no future. It always is. You have mistakenly given it your name, but it has no name. It's just a mistake. And it is aware of this moment. And if it wasn't aware of this moment wouldn't exist, wouldn't be. There is no separate you aware of your existing right now. That's an illusion, a mirage, a case of mistaken identity. That which is aware of you existing is awareness. The nameless emptiness, nothingness that you are right now. See, it doesn't require anything to rest as that awareness. There is no trick, no path, nowhere to get to, nothing to achieve. It is already here. And it is that which is aware of this moment. Just don't give it a name, especially not yours. You are not aware. Awareness is. So just rest as that spaciousness. At the center of unknowing, the mystery of being. Don't try to understand it. Don't try to put it in the box of knowing. You'd never have to. It's already here. All experience requires awareness to exist. But awareness requires nothing to just be. And perhaps the inquiry to again point to that presence that is always here is the question, who am I? Who am I but without any thought telling me who I am? Who am I? Without any thought, prior to any thought, telling me who I am. Inquire. The question itself might drop you into that consciousness. you can never lose awareness. Awareness is the core of your being. It can never be lost because you can never not be aware. So even though I am inviting you now to transition out of our meditation, and perhaps quickly we will identify again awareness with our name, with our thoughts, our concepts, our body, our worldview. We can always know that behind that mistaken, collapsed identity, awareness still is. Awareness still is that which is aware. The mind might not know it, but awareness doesn't care. It simply is. So I'm going to invoke a you. And trigger the you's conditioning to take a deeper breath right now to help transition and to stretch the body if it feels the need to do so. And to dedicate our practice to all beings. And not just our mistaken we, our mistaken me, but all me's, all people in the world might know the awareness they are. They are. Moderni, thank you.
Thank you.
Moderni, thank you. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.
Moderni, Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom all.
Thank you. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. See you tonight.
Shabbat Shalom.
See you
See
tonight.
you tonight. Do you like that? We practiced it.
I can tell.
See you tonight.
Shabbat
Thank you,
shalom, everybody.
Shalom, everybody.
Thank you, Rabbi. Shabbat Shalom.
You're welcome.
See you tonight.